Gary Lord is back with us today with a two-color rag blending technique that you're certain to enjoy. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Hey, Sloan. I'm great. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Now, a two-color rag blending technique.
Right.
That's a lot.
Well,
sounds like a lot, at least.
It's a great way to introduce more than one color into the room at the same time, and it goes very quickly. So it's not really a lot. It's very fast and easy to do.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the finish we're going to be doing. This is the actual finish that we're going to achieve
This is
today?
the treatment that we're going to do. We're going to use slightly different colors today, but that is the technique, and this is probably my largest selling technique of anything that I do.
Really?
Yes,
This
it's
is
my
the
bread
most
and
popular
butter.
one.
Most popular. It goes
Okay.
with everything. It's very neutral. You can make neutral colors, but it's very fast, it's economical, and it's
Okay.
easy to do.
Now, you have two storyboards here, though.
I do.
So,
The first one is just the rag process itself, and when we show it, I will show you how to soften it and make it look embedded with a brush while that glaze is still wet.
you mean to tell me that this is the same finish as this, but
It's the-
you're softening it?
Exact same colors, exact same everything. I only softened this, and I didn't soften the first one. That's the only difference.
Wow, what a totally different look.
Isn't it?
Let's take a look, Gary, at how this looks in a room completed.
I think it's a very pretty technique. I do a lot. I can coordinate with fabrics, design. You can see it has a nice, soft, overall
Beautiful.
mottled finish. It gives the walls some texture and some interest, but not real demanding. You see the artwork is still important on its own. The border looks nice. So it's not a real strong finish. So it goes with everything. It fits transitional, traditional, contemporary homes. It fits in all styles.
It's also nice, too, in a high-traffic area, like behind that kitchen table where people are dinging their chairs back
Exactly.
and touching the walls. I know that was always a big thing in my house was, keep your hands off the walls.
You can't
know.
see all those soiled areas as easily when you put that broken finish color technique on there.
Okay, now these that we have here, these are demo boards. These are storyboards. Now you do these for every one of your clients so they can see the colors they've selected, how they're going to look together, and what exactly their finish is going to look like.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And then also for my own self, even though I've been doing this 26 years and I teach this all the time in my school, I still need to do them for my own self just to make sure that I like it. So
So
highly
even-
recommended to do.
Okay, so even if you're doing, say if I'm doing my powder room at home, I'm going to want to make one of these up first so I can get everything down from the movements to pressure, all that kind of stuff.
Right. And then you make sure that it looks good the daytime, nighttime in your space and then go with it.
Oh, great idea.
Great.
Okay, getting started. We base coat our wall with,
I used Off-White Aqua Bond. It's 100% acrylic paint that has a long life to the glazes when you put it on top of it. It allows
Okay.
the glaze to stay wet longer.
okay,
And that's what this color is. And I use it a lot.
okay,
And the next thing I want to do, once that's dry, I usually put 2 coats around the room. Once it's fully dry and cured, which is usually overnight, then I want to come back in and I will make up my glazes. Again, I've already made up a sample board to know exactly what I want to do.
right.
But in our case, I'm going to make the glazes here so I can show you how I can do it.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use a product called Aqua Cream, which is a clear vehicle, and you can see it really has no color to it at all. It's totally translucent.
It's like a gel.
It is. It's like a gel.
Okay.
And so what I do then is I'm going to put aqua color into it, which is 100% acrylic paint. And I want to put the aqua color into that, and it doesn't take a lot of color to do it.
Say, you hardly put any in there at all.
It
Oh,
takes
so you're
very
mixing
little.
the two colors.
And I'll mix those two. Now, to get color harmony, I put more violet in there and less ochre yellow. And here, I will flip that. I'll put more ochre yellow and less violet. And then that way you create color harmony all the time.
Okay, so then we don't want to mix up. When I saw that you had the two colors out, I was assuming that you were going to do one with the violet and one with the ochre yellow.
I could, but I like to get a nice blend of the two colors together anyway. So then you would just stir it up. Of course, I would make up enough paint to do my whole room when I'm doing this. So, for now, we're just making up a little bit for a sample.
See, this is why you are the master at doing these faux finishes, because I never would have put these two colors together, and they actually look beautiful together.
Well, they're regal colors. Purple and gold for centuries have been regal royalty colors.
They're gorgeous together.
So now if I'll show you real quick, what I want to do now is take my color, and this is exactly the way I can do it on the job. I can use 2 brushes, 2-inch, these are wide, or I can use 4-inch wide.
Okay.
Or if I'm really into production mode, I can use a 4-inch wide roller, and I can roll my glazes on.
Okay.
And I will literally roll it on with both hands at the same time. slip-slapping them and blending them together.
Okay.
I will show you what I don't want first, and then I'll show you what I do want. I don't want a little checkerboard pattern like this, you know, where the pattern would be, you know, I don't want anything that precise. You want to be able to blend these colors together, so think real loose and sort of modeled.
Really carefree.
Yeah. You know, I used to be, when I was in college, I did a lot of geometrical stuff, and I was very tight-oriented. Well, now I'm very loose. Maybe it's just getting age, I'm not sure. But anyway, I am. And so what you want to do is you want to cover your space, and I would work on the wall about a 2 to 4 foot wide area at a time with this. This stuff stays wet a long time. Long time means 10, 15 minutes.
So long enough to go answer the phone or to go pick up the crying baby.
No. you don't want to go that far, you know, but you want to stay with it. If you need to stop in a corner of the room.
Okay.
But now once they're sort of blended, and you can see I've already interblended them anyway, then that's when you take your rag and you will softly model that treatment together. And I'm doing sort of a hit, skip blend at the same time. My hand is sort of patting it and smearing it and blending those colors even more together.
So you don't want to do it all,
pardon
the lack of vocabulary for this, but you don't want it to be all smushy. You want to leave out some of the darker colors.
Right.
You want some of that to still show through and pop out. Kind of gives it some depth.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I want to still blend those colors even more.
Okay.
So you can't see a definable pattern when you're done, because otherwise you would. You know, it's amazing what would telegraph through. So blend it and smear it, and you'll be a lot better off than if you just try to lightly pat it. And, you know, so it's a little skip motion to my hand and a little pressure.
And you work fast and rapidly, too. So I think that's some of the key to it.
That's how I make money.
Yeah. The more jobs you can get done. Okay,
well,
so
now
this is this first technique.
That is
okay?
correct.
Looks
Different
just like
color.
it, different colors, obviously, but this is the same effect. Now, for this effect, the softer look, how are you going to do that now?
Now, I would use a 4-inch wide chip brush. This is only like $2. You can also buy a $150 Badger blender to do this.
Okay.
You know, so if you want to buy those from somebody, that's fine, but these little inexpensive brushes work great too.
Great tip.
So then very, very light pressure, like you're patting the back of a sick baby or something.
Okay.
You know, it's very, very light. I'm barely wisping across the top of that surface. And you can see how it is already softening that out.
Okay, because we don't want to pull up everything, and especially the darker spots we've left, we just kind of want to soften.
And watch, I'll show you what happens if I push too hard. You get striated lines. I'm not looking for the striated lines. If you get those, and trust me you will, go 90 degrees angle to them with a very light pressure, and they go away.
Great.
And the whole concept that you're looking for is to blend these softly and just to have it be a nice, soft, modeled, embedded looking finish.
I want to try this on the corner real quick.
Sure.
Just before you get out of my sight, because I can't take you home with me. Perfect. Gary, thank you so much once again for sharing this
My
finish
pleasure.
with me.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Gary.